Welcome to episode 1 of the Bourbon Battles, where I'm Joe.
And I'm Chad.
Hey, Chad and I have known each other for about, 30 years?
At least.
At least. We've been drinking whiskey together for 25 years. If you're my father or my mother and you're watching this, don't try to do the math. It won't work out very well for you. So here's how this works. We've got a spreadsheet with a bunch of whiskeys or bourbons, one-on-one. My wife chooses from the spreadsheet. She picks them. She pours them. We taste them, and we tell you who the winner is. We don't have any idea what's in the glass, but right now you do, because it's coming up on your screen. So you know what we're drinking. We'll find out here in just a few minutes. So one thing to keep in mind, no script, no rehearsal, and we will not talk about price. This is stuff that we found at any liquor store right here in Indiana. So when the winners... Easily accessible, everything here, usually. Almost always. So when the winner's decided, we'll reveal to ourselves who's won. And in each of the bags, there's a little piece of paper that we've put in there, so we can tell you a little bit about the whiskey that we've tried. So before we get started, just because Chad and I have been drinking together for a long time whiskey, for old time's sake, Chad and I have a little bit of what we used to drink.
This is right when we turned 21. -7.
On our birthday. I don't have a regular bottle, so we'll just have to go with this. Delicious stuff. So let's kick it off, episode 1, with a shot of old Jim Beam.
Nothing like killing the palate right off the get-go.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Got some in your water.
Charlie here.
Charlie is the Bourbon Battles mascot. You might see him later. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So you know what number 1 is here. Let's have a shot. Let's have a little taste here.
It smells really good.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Get that Jim Beam out of there. I'm not real sophisticated, so I'm not going to tell you how I get vanilla and nutmeg and almond oil and rattlesnake gland musk.
It's either drinkable or it's not.
It's either good or it's not. We're just going to tell you what we like, and that is good.
I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not going to lie.
That's good.
It's bitter at the end.
High proof.
Young at the end.
High proof?
Not too bad.
I'd buy that. I did buy that.
It's bitter at the end.
Number 1's gone.
That quick.
I should have saved a little so I could compare.
It's hot.
Remember that for episode 2. Save a little, go
Full
back and forth.
ethanol.
Full
I'm
ethanol.
coming back to it.
Oh, that number 2 smells phenomenal. Just by the smell, I can tell you I like number 2 better. Yeah, first sip, number 2 is a lot better. A little sweet.
Number 2 is better.
Considerably? I say considerably better.
You know, considerably easier to drink, but could be because of the first one.
You want to put some water in that first one?
I might, just a second.
I'd definitely buy number 2, which is right there on your screen. You already know. I won't be surprised if I come back and say this is one of my favorites. Easy.
One drop.
One drop. I can tell you one thing right out of the gate. I don't give a red rat's ass, and I don't think he does either, what the label is if it tastes good.
No. You know, people are pretty crazy in the whiskey world about The labels such as all the stuff that comes from Buffalo Trace.
They make good stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of hard to find stuff that's really good, but there's a lot of hard to find stuff that's not very good. So our idea behind this was kind of, let's come up with something that your average everyday guy or gal who might be interested in getting into whiskey, who might be interested in trying your first bourbon or your first rye or even your first scotch, but you just don't know where to begin. You see everything on the shelf, and it's tough because so many different distilleries and bottling companies have come about over the last 5 years that you're flooded with hundreds of choices, and if you don't have any idea what you're looking for, then you don't know. And it's kind of good that you trust a couple of hillbillies from southern Indiana and what they say, but I'm not gonna lie to you. If it's not good, I'm gonna tell you it's not good. I don't care what it is.
So what we're saying is you don't have to have this to get good whiskey.
No.
At all. This, whatever this is, number 2 right here, I'm gonna say it's better than that.
Water does not do anything for the number 1, I can tell you.
I put a little water number 2 there. Sure, it didn't hurt it, but I don't think it helped it. I'm not much of a water guy. Every once in a while, a little ice, especially after I've had too many.
Water doesn't help number 1 at all.
And number 2 is delicious.
You need to calm down on the delicious number 2.
Yeah. Whatever that is, I'll get another bottle of it because I gotta have some.
Number 1's just really astringent.
Hot.
It's just almost chemically, and it makes it. If you put water in it, makes it worse. So I'm assuming if you put ice in it, it'll make it worse.
Good for a cocktail?
Depends on what kind of cocktail.
Bourbon and Mountain Dew? Dr. Pepper?
I'm gonna go with number 2 also.
Number 2's the winner.
I'm saying number 2's the winner. Definitely.
So we'll see what number 1 is first. Bring it on over. Bring it out of the secret bag. I'll let Chad read the description to you. Uh-oh. You're not gonna like this.
We'll see.
Chad can read the description as I'm pulling it out.
Number 1 is a Knob Creek single barrel.
Worth noting that this is a store pick.
120 proof, single barrel. Jim Beam makes that in Claremont, Kentucky. They have and it is unfortunately a store pick, local store pick. We'll go with that. A local Central Indiana store pick.
You got one out of the same barrel, don't you?
Probably so.
Surprise you?
Not really. They've gone. Jim Beam recently switched. A lot of their single barrel picks used to be between 10 and 15 years old. So you could go and if you were a participating party, you could go and pick a barrel that was between 10 and 15 years old. But due to the, for lack of a better term, bourbon chaos, most of them now are 9 years old. But it's $50, and
We don't talk about price.
well, I'm telling you what the price is. Sorry. So it's 120 proof, and it's it's Knob Creek single barrel, and
I'm a Jim Beam fan.
and the problem, I don't know if it's a problem, but the difference with the single barrel store picks is that they're all different. Every single one's going to be different. Every single one's going to have a little bit of difference in it, and every single palate is a little different. So times of the day are a little different. Right now it's 4:00 in the afternoon. So what might be crazy at 4:00 in the afternoon might be delicious at 8:00 in the morning, or it might be delicious at 11:00 at night. You just never know.
I would have said that was one of my favorites.
Let's go to number 2. Let's see what
check it
number 2
out.
is. Knob Creek single barrel was number 1, and it did not win as far as this competition goes.
All right, here's the paper for Chad as I pull it out.
Maker's Mark 46 cask strength. It's 110.3 proof. It is a wheated bourbon, which is probably why it was easier to drink than the Knob Creek. But the Knob Creek's 120 proof. This is 110.3 proof. Maker's Mark does a lot of good stuff, in my opinion.
One of my favorites.
And so everyone knows, Maker's Mark and Jim Beam are both owned by the same parent company. They have different master distillers. They have different mash bills, but they are owned by the same company.
So you can get this about anywhere in Indiana right now on the shelf?
Now you can. Maker's Mark, they recently, they came out with this last year, I think, but they wanted to make it available to everyone. Maker's Mark does a lot of good things. They have a lot of private selections that are really good. A lot of private selections at cask strength, 110 plus. That's really good.
Never go wrong with any Maker's Mark.
I don't think so. And it's good. But yeah, Maker's Mark 46 cask strength. On this one, I would definitely pick it every time over the Knob Creek.
Doesn't drink like 110 proof.
It does not. It does not. It drinks pretty good. And that would be more of a. I would not take shots of it, but you do what you want.
I'd say if you're going to be buying for the first time, just go with the regular 46, not the cask strength if you're brand new to whiskeys.
Well, it's significantly more affordable and significantly more available. So yeah.
Easier to drink.
And it's easier to drink. Maker's Mark uses a wheat in their mash bill versus a rye, which is what Knob Creek uses. So there's three things. There's corn, there's malted barley, and there's either wheat and or rye. And Maker's Mark uses wheat, Knob Creek uses rye. Rye tends to be a little more harsh, tends to be a little more spicy. But the Maker's 46 cask strength is good. And I think that for someone who doesn't know anything about it, or for someone who wants to try something new, I think it would be a good choice.
You want to start getting into higher proofs?
Yeah.
Great place to start.
If you want to go higher than 90 proof, that'd be a good place to start. Maker's Mark 46 cask strength. Like I said, it's like Joe has also said, it's available a lot of places, especially in central Indiana. It's available everywhere.
My wife bought that for me at Costco.
Costco has it. There's a lot of places that have it. And like I said, they initially started out, but they wanted to be able to mass produce it for everyone. And Jim Beam Country, I will say, is very good about that. They're very good at making all of their whiskey selections available to the general public. So, across the board, which is unusual for most of your major distilleries. Jim Beam is number one as far as bourbon goes.
And I would
just so
say,
everybody knows,
if you want a great bourbon sitting around the house, you got your buddy come over that drinks whiskey.
I would say you can't go wrong with anything that says Maker's Mark on it. But that's just my opinion. My opinion is not worth a damn to anybody who doesn't like it.
Everybody should have some. So that's episode 1, guys. So in the comments below, if you want to see Maker's Mark 46 cask strength against something else, let us know. If we don't have it, we'll either get it or you can buy it for us.
Well, that's fact. And we can probably get our hands on most anything, hopefully.
Yeah.
But we're willing to go up against anything with any whiskey that you pick.
Just don't be talking no bullshit Pappy Van Winkles.
And if you want to, that's
you can
fine.
send it to us.
But here's the thing. Pappy Van Winkle is good, but it's not as good as people make it out to be. That's just my opinion. But
this is all opinions. Hey guys, we're going to wrap up episode 1. And just remember, find us on Facebook at Bourbon Battles. On Facebook, give us a like there. If you want to shoot us an email, bourbonbattlesblind@gmail.com. And remember, drinking bourbon is supposed to be fun, so do it responsibly and don't drink and drive.
And Instagram is coming.
Instagram is coming, but he'll have to do that because I don't know how to work the Instagrams. So, and the TikToks.
No TikToks.
No TikToks. I have TikToks.
You got ticks. I don't know about talks. But
I only do TikToks when I've had way too much whiskey.
Well, let's keep drinking.
Let's keep drinking. Till next time, we'll see you. Episode 2, 2 great pairings again. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.